And now we're throwing in the youth flavor into the mix here on our show. Kasama natin SCPASA and Samahang Pilipino. They have teamed up this year to bring UCLA back into the SCPASA space and to encourage students to network outside of not only UCLA, but this is a conference that's happening this weekend. It's entitled Illustrate, and it will allow students to reflect on their Filipino identity and to connect with professionals and community organizers. So here on the show, let's welcome Zach Chaco, Christine De Los Santos, and Kevin Casasola. What's up, guys? How's it going?
Hi, thank you for having us.
Okay, so very busy weekend for all of you. I know you guys have been extremely busy, full-time school, as well as putting this event together. For our kababayans that don't understand, what is SCPASA? Can you tell us, Zach?
Right, so SCPASA is an umbrella organization. Various college campuses in Southern California have their own Filipino cultural organizations, and SCPASA's mission is to bring them all together under one cohesive umbrella, so that for the sake of building that network and using the collective to encourage positive change.
Okay, I'm just wondering, how many student organizations are under SCPASA?
Right now, there's around 24 different college campuses that are involved with SCPASA.
And that's only in Southern California?
Yes.
We got hella lots of Filipinos up in here, huh?
And they're very, very proud of it, too.
Awesome. 24 student organizations. You guys are overlooking such a big feat, really. I mean, this is a lot of kids. Sorry, not kids, students. This is a lot of students to organize and come together. Okay, let's talk about what's happening this weekend.
Okay, so our program is taking place at UCLA, and it starts at 10 in the morning and it ends at 6 p.m. So it's a full day of activities that we have planned. We have a keynote performance instead of a keynote speech, because students don't like to hear like a lecture. They get that every day during the week. So we're going to have Jacinto and Kayamanan ng Lahi and Wilken come and do an opening performance for us.
Both of them have been on this show.
Yeah.
In fact, we are very proud of Wilken, who has written this amazing book on the tattoo practices of our ancient Filipinos, right? So you guys have amazing speakers that are going to be here. Now, is it open just for students? Can you tell us about that, Kevin? I mean, who is it really for? Is there a fee to get in? Like, who can go?
Well, we're definitely very excited through the different efforts of programming that we're offering this as free for the students in Southern California. Definitely, we welcome any visitors. If anyone wants to stop by, we're glad to welcome them to the different spaces that we have. But Samahang Pilipino is very excited to showcase our beautiful campus. Actually, Samahang Filipino alumni were the ones who founded SCPASA in the first place, so it's excited to see the conference come to UCLA kind of as full circle.
Yeah, and being a Bruin alumni myself, I went to USC last year. It was great, but being that it's going back to Westwood this year, that's very exciting. In fact, Jacinto is also a Bruin, so it's a very exciting event. Now, for someone who doesn't understand why sort of there's this awakening in college about the Filipino experience, can we share that to our kababayans? Why does it only happen sort of at college? Zach, can you tell us about, why is there a call to action for the students to really embrace what it means to be Filipino in America in college?
Right. Well, obviously college is a time for self-awakening, knowledge and learning about who you're going to be. And what our conference is really encouraging is this next generation of Filipino Americans to embrace that, become that culture, become that symbol of what it means to be Filipino American. And this is the time now. We're students. We're getting a higher education. We are moving into the workforce. We're moving into becoming adults, real-world adults.
You look like an adult right now. You look great, Zach.
Thank you so much. Thank you. But this is exactly what we want to do, is encourage Filipino Americans to take on this role, because it is such a vital time, and this is the time now.
Okay, so Christine, you being the program coordinator for SCPASA, what does that involve? I'm sure it's a lot.
Yeah. So throughout the year, we've actually tried to have a holistic kind of development, not really a curriculum, but kind of a direction to go in with our programming. So every month we meet once a month at a different college campus, depending on which school wants to host us. And then we bring together all the students to have a discussion about identity and then Filipino history. And we've talked about community organizing and how that has really shaped the leaders in our community and how that will influence the way that we decide to influence change later on.
Well, I always tell our viewers out there that, learning about your culture starts in the home. But I got an opportunity to do an amazing story last year on the students that were part of the cultural night, SPCN. And a lot of the students that I interviewed said that growing up, they weren't really encouraged to be like, yeah, I'm Filipino, and yeah, So when you guys come together, there's really power in numbers, isn't there? Let's talk numbers. You said that there were about 24 student organizations. Yes. But when you add up all the students in each organization, I want to know numbers. How many Filipino Americans are we talking about, Zach?
Oh, gosh. Top of my head, 3,000?
3,000.
Yeah.
That's a big number. Imagine if all those 3,000 students really, collaborate with each other, discuss what's important to them. Then you have all these students that are really in tune with what it means to be Filipino. And I think culture is born when we spend time with each other, because it's not just eating sinigang or wearing the gear, which I always wear the gear. But it's not just about that, right? It's talking to another person who's also Filipino, what that means, because growing up in a household where you don't talk about it, this is your first opportunity to really have a discussion of mind. So I have to say that you guys are doing some great work. I know you don't get paid for it, but this is community work that we really, really need to harness. And I just want to congratulate all of you for doing this. It's a lot of hard work.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
Yeah, but as we end this segment, I want to invite you back on Kababayan Today, because we definitely want to make our viewers understand the power of, change and how it works on the college level. Because as we know, multi-generations, it's hard to understand each other. Diba, mga titos, lolos? We need to understand what's going on, with the youth. So thank you so much for being here. We'll invite them back. Remember, this Saturday, Illustrate. We'll be right back here on Kababayan Today with Mia McLeod.